So, the GT7 Power Pack DLC is actually really good. And that's why I'm mad! By the way, I would really appreciate if you guys can, well, show me some support with like a like, comment, and subscribe as well before the video gets started. Because I would actually really like to know what you guys think about my content going forward and what I could do to improve it or change it up. I'm still new here on the platform and would appreciate any support possible. Well, on with the rest of the video. So, as we know, Gran Turismo is the racing game franchise about taking everyday cars and living the true experience of building cars and working your way up to elite racing spread machines, but still tackleable in any way possible. Except for GT7. GT7's excuse for a single-player mode is side content forced to be main content after they spent the whole time on just getting a Honda CR freaking V into the game instead of a Yaris.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Now to clarify, I love GT7. The physics are engaging, the environments are stunning, the cars are excellently crafted, and the customization is hilarious. But with such a robust customization system that expands on previous entries, what did they do with it? Nothing. They did nothing. Yeah, for the menu book events, you could customize the cars, but that's more of a want to, not really a have to, unless they have a specific PP limit. But even then, all you really need to do is just meet the minimum. You don't really need to go much harder than that. But with the Power Pack DLC for Gran Turismo 7, we can kind of see them actually taking advantage of the customization to make lots of interesting scenarios of cars for different types of events, which does give me a hopeful insight into the potential of what they're going to do at GTA to possibly take more advantage of the customization system. And I love that. And that makes me annoyed. Now, let me be clear, a lot of people have the sentiment that the Power Pack is a bad DLC because it's closer to what the base game should have been. But honestly, I think that's the wrong way of thinking. The fact the Power Pack is so controversial and people think is the base game means that in reality it's actually a really good DLC. Trust me, I love this DLC. It's almost perfect. And that's why I'm mad. And I'm happy that it makes me feel this way. Now, despite giving the rundown of some controversial stuff, I haven't really fully explained what the DLC actually consists of. To explain it simply, the Power Pack DLC is a DLC of multiple different types of races in different categories depending on what tree branch you do, which does have lots of events that actually harken back to the previous Gran Turismo games. They have different trees for different car classifications, countries, types of cars for muscle cars and tuners, European, some off-road stuff, and you can do them however you want. And as soon as you finish each tree, you can unlock a special endurance race, which actually brings back the long endurance races from the previous games. Now, if only they could bring back Spec B. Please bring back Spec B. I really want Spec B. I loved seeing drivers lose their shit. Please bring back Spec B. You clearly have the AI to do it. But anyways, as I said before, what's really interesting about the DLC is that you can tell they are taking full advantage of the customization system for a lot of these. A lot of the cars that you're being used are actually base game cars that have been highly customized to suit the conditions of each race, which is really cool. For example, for the American car categories, you have lots of Corvette races that have lots of highly customized Corvettes, the cars and stuff like that make them almost as NASCARs or GT3 cars. On the Japanese tuner side of the event tree, you have lots of GT500, GT300 style category races as well, and the tuner car class of races, which, even though there's not many tuner cars, they do give the liberty of tuning up a lot of cars. I really love how what's essentially a GT300 GR86 drives in this game, please, Polyphony, make that new GR86 you made for this race type the new Group 4 GR86. It's so much better. Now, besides the cars, we have to talk about how the events actually work. The events actually bring back stuff from the older Gran Turismo games that I actually really enjoy, which is you have a practice, qualifying, and the main race. In practice, you get to get used to the car because there's a whole bunch of different cars, and it's good to actually, to actually know how to drive them, especially if you've never driven them before, with the wide category of cars that are in the game, which is very likely to happen. I'm just gonna... Speed and power! Jesus, Coke! So, yeah, that's good. And then they bring in the qualifiers to actually determine your position. This was something that was actually in the older Gran Turismo games, that you were able to do a qualifier to actually get a better starting position instead of just last place. And all to combine into a really fun race to where the AI actually tries. Like, the AI is actually improved a lot. Why is no one talking about the AI has gotten so much better, even in like cars that are technically slower. Down, far down as possible on this banking. Nope. Nope. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, 4-car wide. No. Comes right back around to how they do the difficulty system, which I think is really cool actually. So Sunrise difficulty system, every event gives you a choice category of 3 cars, from fastest to medium to slowest. Essentially an easy, medium, hard difficulty set. And you get more rewards if you pick the quote-unquote slower car. It's a really good way to do it because it also incentivizes replayability, because it also gives you more money. It ticks off certain stuff on the tree as well, showing that you did it on the hardest difficulty. It's a really good way to actually teach people racecraft in terms of how to actually push a car to its limit. Like, you don't always need the fastest car to win, you just need to know how to push a car to its absolute limit. And I think this DLC is perfect for that. This DLC is perfect for getting new people properly into the game, trying out new cars, the stuff you can do if you really use the customization system to its fullest to make really unique builds that make regular cars like a GR86 on par with like a Group 4 / GT300 race machine. And this DLC also shows you how to do proper racecraft, actually push a car to its limit, what it's like to experience an actual proper racing track day. The real racing simulator, which also makes me annoyed that it's not base game. Like, why couldn't have this been base game? Why is base game the menu books? But I'm happy the DLC makes me feel this way, because what this also shows is that Polyphony's listening. They're possibly right now actually listening to us and trying to actually harken back to what made the previous game so good. And that makes me hopeful and happy. I'm happy that this DLC makes me mad that this should have been the base game. That just means it's a perfect DLC. If a DLC is so good that it should have probably been base game, is it really a bad DLC?